Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to EEE lab number 5. Today we are going to explore maximum power transfer theorem. So basically our aim for today's EEE lab is to verify maximum power transfer theorem in DC circuits. Okay, so this will be your circuit diagram. Let me just expand it a little. So we have a DC voltage source of 15 volts. RS value will be known to you very soon. You have a milliammeter over here which will measure the current in this series circuit, and you have this RL variable resistor which is varying from 50 ohms to 10 kilo ohm. Okay, basically a variable potentiometer which can vary from 0 to 10 K basically. Okay, so let me explain you the procedure now. Okay, let me just yeah. So you need to set the VDC to 15, that's already set. Then you need to consider the value of RS as follows. So set the value of RS as per the following rule. So you need to set the value of RS as 1000 ohms if your addition of your last two digits is an even number. Okay, and you will set the value of RS as 4000 ohms if your addition of your last two digits of your roll number is odd number. Okay, and then you need to vary the value of RL from 50 to 10 kilo ohms in the steps of 100 ohms. Okay, so here is my potentiometer. So this I will vary from 50 to 10 kilo ohms, and you need to note down the value of IL and VL. Now what is IL? IL is basically the current flowing through in this circuit. Basically the current flowing through RS, the current flowing through RL, and the current flowing through the source VDC is the same because it's a series network. And what is VL? VL is nothing but the voltage across this resistor, this variable resistor. This resistor with the arrow indicates that it's a variable resistor. It can be varied, and this is the symbol of resistor, fixed resistor. That means the RS value won't change once you fix it, whereas RL value might change as per the requirement. Okay, so we need to note down the values of IL and VL for each value of RL, where IL is the current through RL and voltage through across RL is VL. And you need to note down the readings of the DC power. Basically, what is the power given by? So power is given by IL into VL, correct? I into VL. So once you have these readings, we need to plot a graph of power versus RL. And from that graph, we need to locate the point of maximum value of the power and note down the corresponding value of RL. Okay. So again, I repeat, you need to set this circuit in Proteus and connect a DC ammeter over here, connect a DC voltmeter over here to measure VL, and you need to select the variable potential. Okay, so here it will be RS will be a fixed value and VDC will be a 15 volts. Okay, so right now I have considered the value of RS to be 3000 ohms. Fine, now let us do that. I mean, this will be the table. RL in ohms, VL will be in volts, IL will be in milliamperes, and PL, the power through the load, will be, actually I have written here PL, but it's the same as this P. Okay, so this is the power to flow for the load. So this P is equal to PL is all same. Okay, so over here, let us start building up the circuit in LT-Spice and note down these readings. Okay, let me reduce it. Okay, let me start the Proteus. Okay, so you go to the new schematic, new project. It will take some 5 to 10 seconds, yeah, to start, and click on next. Okay, so you will get your working space now. So in this working space, you have to first of all select the components from the pick devices. So here you can type register. So over here, I mean, this will be 0.6 metal film resistor. You can select and click on OK. Then you require sources. So a DC voltage source, just type sources. You will click on this source and select V source and click on OK. Again go to pick devices and select pot HG. Okay, so you will select the subcategory variable, and if you scroll down, you will get pot dash HG, that is high granularity interactive potentiometer. Okay, so this you have to select, click on OK. So these three devices are ready now. Let me just, a little bit adjust my screen such that you can see both the OneNote PDF and the Proteus screen. Okay, I am adjusting it now. I guess this much is okay. Space is fine. And let me reduce it to 25%. Yeah, now it is ready. Now we have to make this, circuit in Proteus. Okay, fine. So first of all, I will select the voltage source and place it onto the schematic and little bit expand this so that it's visible, whatever I'm doing. Okay, next is my variable register, sorry, no, not a fixed register. I'll place it onto the screen and I'll adjust this such that that is also visible. Yeah. And next is my potentiometer. So this is my potentiometer, variable potentiometer. I'll place it onto the screen like this over here. I'm leaving the space for the potentiometer. Okay, and now you right click on it and click on X mirror because you want this arrow. This is a variable terminal. There's three terminals. Two terminals are fixed, as you can see, top and bottom, and the left hand side is my variable terminal. Okay, I hope that is clear. Now we can join them together like this. So I am joining them together now, and from here also, actually I will require a potential. I will require another DC ammeter also. So I'll go to this instruments and select a DC ammeter and place it over here. Okay, so that later on I don't have to cut the wire and do it again. So this is my DC ammeter and these are my connections. Now you will wonder where the third terminal will go. Basically the third terminal you can connect it here only. Okay, I hope that this point is clear. Now only thing remaining in the circuit is actually I will have to add a DC voltmeter also. So I can go over here and place a DC voltmeter. Let me just go a little bit this side. Yeah, I hope that this is visible. Okay, and finally I will be connecting. This is for measuring VL automatically. Okay, anything left? Yes, the ground is left. So right click on the wire, right click and go to place, go to terminals and select ground. Okay, and place it over here and then you can connect it with a wire. So now my circuit is ready. Only thing is you can rename, do the labeling part, adding the text and all. So I am adding the text over here. First of all, you can add your name. So I am adding my name for reference, and you can adjust it also. You can place it somewhere up or down, and also write the name of the experiment which you are doing. So basically, this is my maximum power transfer theorem. So I will explain this. First of all, we will complete the experiment and then we'll analyze what we have achieved in this lab. Okay, so the naming part is everything is done. Now I have to do the labeling also. So this will be, right click on it. This will be your sorry. I have to right click on this source. Okay. Edit properties. And here I'll change it to VDC so that it matches with our OneNote PDF. And its value should be also 15 volts. Okay, and click on OK. And this register value is around, I am taking it 3K. Okay, I guess I have to right click over here, edit properties, and change this to 3K. Kilo ohms. Okay, I have to change the properties of the milliammeter also. So right click, edit properties and change it to display range as milliamperes because I know the values will come in milliamperes. Okay, rest all is fine. Now let us concentrate on this. This is my variable potentiometer. So I'll right click on and double click on it. Actually, I will right click on it, go to edit properties and change the value to around 10K. Okay, the minimum resistance you can set it to 0.1 or you can set it to some other value also, not a problem. Okay, fine. So the minimum resistance will be 0.1 ohm. Fine with it. So my circuit is ready. I mean, from here you can see this carefully. If I expand it by clicking on this, once I start the simulation, I can show it to you. Right now, I think it won't be visible. So let me again get back to the circuit. Fine. So I'll run the simulation now. Right now, currently my potentiometer it has 50%. So what is 50% of 10K? 5K. Okay, so it's starting running. Okay, the value has come up now. So at whenever my RL, this is my RL basically, right? So I can redefine it and call it as RL. Okay, I'll right click over here, edit properties, and I call this as RL. Okay, so this is my RL of 10 kilo ohms. And again simulate, I'll get back the value. So this is giving me IL and VL directly. Now let me go to OneNote PDF. Here I will, right now it is at 5K. So at 5000 ohms, my value of VL is 9.37. So I'll note it down in the table and the value of current is 1.88. And this is power column. So power column will be 9.37 volts into 1.88 milliamperes. So that I will write it over here, 17.61 millivolts. Okay. So for writing down, you have to maximize the screen. You have to take the print screen also, right? For maximum number of readings, you can take the print screen. So any 10 readings, I will let you know what readings you can take the print screen. So I'll again go to view, zoom to area so that I can get a perfect view of my circuit diagram. And see to it that you compulsorily write your name and your roll number over here, okay, and lab number, and it with big font so that it is visible. So now I have done the zoom to area. I'll use the print screen button, and I'll go to my offline Word document. Okay, so my offline Word document, I have already taken some images. I'll take a new one. Okay, so here I will attach the print screen. So this is the way the print screen should look like. Okay, so this will record my date and my time and my circuit, whatever I have done. Now this value, I mean this you have to type it actually. You need to also write for which value of RL and for which value of IL you have taken this. Now we have taken this for 50%, right, of that is around 5000. So at 5000, what was my IL? IL was coming out to be 1.88 milliamperes and VL was, sorry, what was the power? Let me check over here. The power was coming out to be 17 point, yeah, it's milliwatts, huh? So don't write mega. So it's 17.61 millivolts. So this way you have to take a sample 10 print screens. I'll tell you at what values you can take it later. But right now, since the RS value is different for you all, you have to take it 10 print screens of this and 10 value sets. Okay. Now let me go back to my Proteus. Oh, I have to do the zoom to area again. Okay, now it is coming back. Let me just minimize it a little. Okay, so if I reduce this further, let me say I go to 0. So minimum it will be 1%. If it is 0%, that means what? That means this RL is almost 0 or actually 0.1. So what will be my maximum current in the circuit? Obviously, if the RL value is 0, my VL value across RL will be 0, correct? So let me explain you in the diagram. So if RL is 0, the voltage across it will be almost 0. But the current flow in the circuit will be maximum because this RL is short circuited now. Okay, so 15 volts divided by RS, which is around, oh, this is RS. So I have to rename it as RS. So see to it that you keep the same name. I'll right click and Right click and edit the label. Okay. Okay, this is RS. Fine. Now it's fine. Now let me run it. Yeah, it will get back to. So what I'm saying is, if RL is equal to 0 volts, that sorry 0 ohms, that means no current will flow through the RL. I mean the current will flow, but since RL value is 0, my voltage drop will be 0 across this. But I get a maximum current in the circuit. How? 15 volts divided by 3K. You can check out in a calculator. 15 divided by 3K is 5 milliamperes. Are you all following? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, fine, good. So the first reading which I have written over here is this only. So RL is 0, VL is 0, IL is 5 milliamperes, so my power is actually 0. Okay, now when I increase it to 1%, now what is 1% of 10K? If you work out in a calculator, that will be 100 ohms, correct? So 1% when this pot is at 1%, let me show you. So this is at 1%. So 1% of 10K will be how much? 100 ohms. You can work it out in your calculator. Now let me adjust the screen little bit. Yeah, now this is fine. So right now if I go to 1%, I will get 100 ohms RL, and I'll note down the corresponding value of VL as 0.48 and IL as 4.84 milliamperes, and I calculate the power from it. And again, if I wish to, I can again take the print screen and go to my offline Google document. Okay, I will go to the, just wait a second. Okay, I'll go to the offline Google document, the Word document, and I'll paste it, and then I'll write the values which I'm getting over here. So here, these are the values which I'm getting at RL equal to, let me just see to it that, yeah. So at RL equal to 100 ohms, my IL is 4.84. You can check it out over here. 4.84, and power is coming out to be 2.3 milliwatts. I hope that this is clear. Now, similarly, you have to keep this doing for all the readings. Let me just show you now. So let's say I have at 500 ohms, but I want 500 ohms. So what I will do, I'll change it to 5%. I hope that this is clear. So 5% of 10K will be 500 ohms, and I note down the corresponding value of VL and IL. So this I have to keep on repeating for 1000K, and then if it is 1000K, then that will be 10%. So 1000K will be 10%, and note down the corresponding value of IL and VL. Okay, and now for my case, I have my RL equal to 3000 ohms. Okay, so I take more readings near the near 3000. So let's say 2 or 4 readings near 3000, I'll take it more. If your value of RS is given as RL is RS is given as 1K, you take more readings near 1000. If your RS is given as 4K, you take more readings near 4000 ohms. Okay, so maybe around 3800, 3900, 4100, 4200. So I have cumulated the readings near 3000 because I knew that I have to plot this on a graph paper. So I will get it as RS. For me RS is 3000. So RL when it is 3000, I'll take more readings. That's what it means. So let me show you at RL equal to 3000 means 30%. So yeah, this is the value of IL and VL. So I am getting 2.5 milliamperes, and the voltage is 7.5 volts. And here the power is coming out to be 18.75. So I can take this print screen and I can attach it over here. So over here, yeah, this way. So this is my power. I mean 18.75 milliwatt for RL equal to. Actually, this is RL equal to 3000 ohms, and IL is 2.5 milliamperes, and VL is 7.5, and the power is coming out to be 18.75 milliwatts. Okay, so this you have to keep on doing. If I want, let me show you one more example, one last example. So let's say 50%. I'm 50%. We have already checked. Let's say I want at around 7000. So 7000 meaning 70%. 7,000 is 7K. So at 70K, I am getting a value of 10.5 volts VL and IL is 1.5 milliamperes. So I'm getting a power of 15.75. And then again, I can take the print screen of this and attach it in the Google document. Okay, so we want at least 10 such sample print screens along with this detailed information. Okay, and this all the readings in this table. Now I have not filled all the readings. You have to fill all the readings in this table and only take any 10 values of the print screens of each reading. So maybe the starting few readings and maybe the readings when your RS is given, if RS is given as 1000, you can take nearby readings and attach the print screen. Definitely you have to take the value of, if your RS is 1K, definitely you have to take the value of RL equal to 1000 also, okay, and nearby values also, and you can take the higher readings also. Fine. So you will get you can take your judgment call in taking which 10 reading, but don't take continuous readings. You leave a gap of around, let's say 500 ohms or 1000 ohms and take those 10 readings. But don't take as 0, 1000, 2000, 3000 this way also. So you need to smartly capture the, the print screen images which are whose plot you will be plotting very easily. Okay, fine. Are there any doubts what to do in this experiment? Any queries or can I proceed? Any doubts?
Sir, in Google document, we have to upload this observation table also with full data.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Yes, you can type it and you can easily insert the table and you can type this information over here. Okay, but I want 10 print screens. Now I'll explain you why those 10 print screens we require. Now I hope that this point is the Proteus part is clear, very, very clear. Now let me go to OneNote PDF. Let me maximize this. So after you have taken the readings, so what I observe from the readings is, see carefully, for RL equal to 100, I am getting around 2.3 milliwatt and slowly it is building up. See if you carefully, from 2 milliwatt it has gone to 9.18 milliwatts and slowly it is going to 14, 18.62 and it is going to 18.72. Only when RL is 3000 ohms, it is maximum. It is around 18.75 milliwatt. I mean, I have written over here only 2 digits, but you all can write up till 4 digits. That will give you more clarity. Okay. So, and I have marked it as a green color. Basically, this is the maximum power point. And then after this, if I increase the value again, the power is slightly reducing if you can see carefully. Okay, it is going to 15 and going maximum to minimum to 13 milliwatts again. So we have started with 0 milliwatt, 2 milliwatt, 9 and then 14, then we are getting maximum of 17, 18.75 milliwatt and we are going till 13.23 milliwatt power. Okay, and what is the result and why I am getting this? So what does the maximum power transfer is? What does the maximum power transfer do actually? So whenever my RS is equal to RL, now RS in my case is 3000 and whenever my RS was equal to RL, RL is also 3000, the circuit will deliver the maximum power from the source to the load when my RS is equal to RL. Okay, that's what the maximum power transfer theorem says. So over here I can comment that you all can also write it this way, that the maximum power, that is PL is equal to, or P is equal to 18.75 milliwatt is obtained when RL is equal to 3000 ohms. RS is also 3000 ohms. So that means maximum power is delivered from the source to the load when RL is equal to RS over here. That's what I've said. And actually this whatever I've written in the purple color is actually the statement of the maximum power transfer theorem, statement. Okay, the statement of the maximum power transfer theorem is this only. The maximum power is transferred from the source to the load when RL is equal to RS, and that is what we have found over here. Okay, and the next part is to plot the graph of power versus RL. Okay, so you can take on a piece of paper, mark the x-axis and y-axis as I have done over here proportionally. So here I have taken, as you can see, here I have taken 2 boxes, so this is 2 milliwatt. and accordingly over here I've taken equidistance. So here you can plot it up till 8 kilometers or something. Now I was talking about the print screen, right? So here if you can see, I have taken around nearby 10 data points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So maybe 11 I have taken. So you got the idea which points to take. You will automatically understand. Okay, if your RS is close to 1 kilo, if your RS is close to 1 kilo, you take more points near that. Okay, if your RS is close to 4 kilo, you will get more points to clear that. Okay, so you have understood how to take these points now. So I have to mark these points. As you can see, I marked these points from this table data. So and I've joined these points all together. So you get an orange color curve. So what this curve, what this plot of power in the y-axis and load resistance in the x-axis show you? It shows you that the power is maximum when RL is equal to 3K. And when is RL is equal to 3K means whenever RL is equal to RS, that is whenever in this diagram, whenever the load resistance is same as the source resistance, my circuit delivers the maximum power at one unique point, only when RL is equal to RS. Okay, any doubts in this, how to plot this? See, these are the readings unique for RS equal to 3000 ohms. Okay, the y-axis will keep on changing for you. The readings might change because here I have taken RS as 3K. For y'all, you have to take it as either 1K or 4K, depending upon your your last two digits of your roll number. Any doubts in this? Any clarity required in this? Hello? Or can I proceed? Okay, I suppose there are no doubts. So you have to do it this way. And the typical application of this maximum power transfer theorem is this. Now you have already studied Thevenin's equivalent circuit, I mean the Thevenin's theorem last time. So any complex circuit can be converted into Thevenin's equivalent circuit, which is consisting of a voltage source VTH and RTH resistance in series. So let's say we want to make a audio amplifier. So basically this is my Thevenin's equivalent circuit of an audio amplifier. Okay, so I want to connect a speaker as my load resistance. Now I don't know whether you all know it or no. The speaker resistance is, a speaker is actually has a resistive in nature. So it will have a resistance of very low value, maybe around 8 ohms or 2 or around 7 ohms or 9 ohms or something like this. So when you can hear the maximum, I mean when the speaker will be delivering the maximum, the voice, right? So whenever this RTH is equal to this RL, this is my RL, right? So whenever this RTH is equal to RL, I will get a maximum power will be delivered to the speaker. Okay, so my audio amplifier will work perfectly fine whenever I draw the Thevenin's equivalent circuit for that entire complex circuit, and whenever if I match that RTH to this RL of 8 ohms, so whenever my RTH is equal to 8 ohms, my maximum power transfer will be delivered for the speaker. Okay, are there any doubts? So this is a typical application. So I think that's it for from my part. You all have to start your lab right now, and you have to verify this maximum power transfer theorem. Any doubts, or else I can conclude the this session, the recording session. Okay, fine. I'll stop with the recording.